how's Connor look through full practice?
Connor's great, man. He's a beast. You know, it's awesome getting an older guy like that coming in with a lot of football IQ. He's played a lot of football in his life, so getting a guy like that to come in and fly around and he's a freak athlete, really tough guy, hard-nosed guy. So we're glad to have him.
What kind of mentor is Danny? Maybe I know you guys spend a lot of time off the field. What's that been like in that relationship?
It's been great. Danny's a leader of men. In its truest form. He brings all the linebackers to the higher standards and push everybody to try and be the best. He's a guy that we can all look up to and learn from. And the way he goes about, he does everything in his life at 100 miles an hour or as much as he can. And so he's a great guy to lead the linebacker room and make sure we're getting him doing extra reps, make sure we're getting him watching extra film, stuff like that.
How much more ease is it just being out of practice, knowing that Brent's always watching you guys, demanding perfection? Is it not that it's easier coming out of practice, but how much of a load off is it mentally being where you are versus where you were a year ago?
I mean, you kind of mentioned it there. Brent's always watching us like every rep's important. Like we take every rep like a first team rep or like it's the last rep ever. So having that in the back of our head, like even if he's not watching, the eye in the sky's watching. The eye in the sky don't lie. So we all take every rep and every opportunity we get and try and take advantage of that as much as we can.
Jaren, along those lines, Brent talked about last week how much more confident you look on the field, especially compared to last year. How much do you feel maybe that confidence being on the field through these first few practices maybe compared to last year?
It's night and day. Like I mentioned earlier, the linebacker room has really made a commitment to getting in as much as we can and excuse me, trying to learn and get an in-depth knowledge of this defense and just get out there so we can be comfortable and play fast and we have a fully understanding of what's going on around us and use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
You're obviously very close with Brent. You wanted to play for him. How has that relationship maybe grown and how much time did you maybe spend with him this offseason?
Yeah, it's a really tight relationship, and he's really tight with everybody in the linebacker room. We all kind of have a special connection with him. He's really pushed us and gotten close to us and really made it his personal vendetta to try and make us better and push us and bring us to this high standard. So you grow close through the times he's ripping on you and the times he's praising you up. So that's all a part of it.
What were some of the things that he told you he wanted you specifically to work on?
Just my overall knowledge, where to put my eyes, my body control, stuff like that. I'm just having a holistic understanding of what's going on around me, knowing my job just as well as I know everyone else's job, and just being that leader that can take control of the defense.
Seems like a lot of different young players, maybe on both sides of the ball, are really having an impact this year. Are you seeing that, or young guys like yourself kind of stepping up and maybe having a bigger impact this year?
Yeah, no doubt. We got a lot of depth, especially in the linebacker room, and just holistically on the team. We got a lot of young freaks that just came in, just last year or this year that are really coming in and making an impact early and flying around and playing hard, playing fast, showing a lot of passion. So we're excited about that.
How exciting maybe is that to feel like maybe there's a good chance a lot of you guys get on the field this year?
Everybody wants to play, everybody wants to get on the field, but we're more focused on taking it day by day, rep by rep, and just treating every rep, like I said, like it's a first team rep, and in the end that'll add up to whatever it adds up to, and we'll get on the field that way. So
might be a little repetitive, that priority asked you, but just last year, how much of that was just learning for you?
Last year was a big learning curve for me, especially coming out of high school and not playing very much defense at all. I had a lot of the mental aspect to make up for, but it's just the extra time that the linebackers have spent in the form room and trying to get that holistic understanding. We've made a lot of steps and came a long way with that.
Obviously, getting experience last year, getting on the field in some facet was probably good, but how much do you feel like your game took a step this summer? Just learning, being around Danny every day and getting in the film room, things like that.
It's night and day. Last year I was kind of just surviving out there.
Yeah.
I was flying around trying to do what I could, but I didn't really have the full mental understanding. But just this summer and even through the winter, starting the winter, coming through the summer, just getting those reps and summer reps and just trying to learn and getting the meetings with the linebackers, trying to get a mental understanding of it, just has made a huge impact and a huge difference in my game today.
How much has it helped up front, just getting some of these new guys in there, the transfers, and then obviously guys that came back this year?
Yeah, it helped a lot. We had I think it was 69 new guys that weren't on the roster last year. And, we're super excited about a lot of those guys coming in, and they really helped just build that competitive depth in the room and push everybody. So,
what have you thought about Connor so far?
I love Connor, man. He's played the game a long time. He brings a lot to our room, and he's got a very high football IQ. He flies around, makes plays. He's a really tough guy, so we're really excited about him.
It seemed that he's a guy that he just kind of might have a little bit of a knack for where the football is. Is that, you go from D2 to D1, obviously the speed's going to be different, but it just seems like there's some things that he kind of makes up for because he just has such a high IQ.
Yeah, no doubt. He's here at Oklahoma, getting Oklahoma reps for a reason, you know what I mean? And he's played the game a long time, and he knows how to see things, and like I said, knows for the ball, flies around, flies to the ball. He hits hard, you know what I mean, he's a football player. He's a tough guy. We really enjoyed picking him up.
Is that step, you feel like, is it closer than maybe people realize with this defense and going into year 2, everybody a little bit better understanding of what's being asked around here?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the standard is the standard, and we're all striving for perfection, which we'll never reach. But just like you said, the whole understanding and our mindset towards attacking and understanding what this guy has and how it helps, and just a holistic understanding of the defense has helped us play faster and play more violent. And we're excited about that.
Jaren asked about younger guys earlier. What have you seen from a guy like Kobe McKenzie just through the first few days of camp?
Kobe's like I said, another great competitor, hard guy, likes to fly around, really hard worker, very committed to the mental aspect of the game. He's one of the more knowledgeable guys in the room that really helps push everybody and help everybody get an understanding. He's played linebacker a long time, so he's kind of like Connor in some ways. He's got a really good linebacker sense and nose for the ball, and so he's a really good guy to help push that in the film room and help people find the mental aspect of it.
Brett has talked a lot about how you played quarterback in high school and now are transitioning to linebacker. You're obviously in your second year. How's that transition going?
Yeah, I mean that first year there was obviously a mental curve. I didn't play very much defense at all in high school, so coming in I kind of had a lot to make up for, and just like I mentioned earlier, just the linebackers getting in and getting as much film time as we can, and just getting in the installs and getting in the playbook and trying to get as coached as much as we can has made huge strides. Through the winter, starting the winter, going through the summer. We're in a whole different planet right now. So.
What do you think you've worked on the most this offseason?